Shapiro uses real facts to trash Shep Smith's debunking of the Uranium-1 analysis. After Shep Smith of Fox News decided to minimize the growing outrage of the 2010 Uranium-1 deal, in which both Russia and the Clinton Foundation emerged enriched, the internet lit up with explanations of how Smith got it wrong. In 2010, the Obama administration approved a deal that allowed the giant Russian firm Uranium-1 to buy a Canadian company that controlled a portion of America's uranium supply. Recent revelations have shown that former President Bill Clinton wanted to meet with Uranium-1 officials during a 2010 trip to Moscow. The Hill reported that Clinton was set to collect a $500,000 speaking fee. Russia also reportedly donated millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation from 2009 to 2013, while Clinton was serving as Secretary of State. The core argument Smith made was that although Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State at the time of the deal, it was not her decision alone. Writing on the Daily Wire, political commentator Ben Shapiro counterpunched Smith's points. In his rebuttal, Shapiro relied in part on an April 2015 report from the New York Times that thoroughly explained the Uranium-1 deal. But the untold story behind that story is one that involves not just the Russian president, but also a former American president and a woman who would like to be the next one. Keep dreaming. The report wrote, the Times report also showed that the Clintons' involvement came long before Clinton reached the State Department. The piece noted that in 2005, former President Bill Clinton made a visit to Kazakhstan along with Canadian mining financier Frank Giustra. The former president spoke in favor of President Nursultan Nazarbayev. Shortly after, Giustra's firm Eurasia Energy Ltd. signed a uranium deal with Kazakhstan. In 2007, Eurasia Energy merged with Uranium-1, and Giustra sold his stake in the company, although it was still controlled by his shareholders. Shapiro noted that the report made it clear that Ian Telfer, who became the chair of Uranium-1, was also a multi-million-dollar donor to the Clinton Foundation. The possible link between Bill Clinton's big payday and the Uranium-1 deal was outed by the Times in 2015. And shortly after the Russians announced their intention to acquire a majority stake in Uranium-1, Mr. Clinton received $500,000 for a Moscow speech from a Russian investment bank with links to the Kremlin that was promoting Uranium-1 stock, the Times reported. All of that evidence, Shapiro wrote, goes against Smith's contention that the Clintons and the Uranium-1 deal were in separate orbits. So no, it's not at all unclear that the Clintons were unrelated to Uranium-1, and it's not unclear that they'd have no interest in publishing Uranium-1. Giustra still had an interest in maintaining faith with his former shareholders, and the Clintons had interviewed in the past to help out the company beyond Giustra's involvement. That doesn't mean Hillary signed off on the Uranium-1 sale, but to downplay the sale itself or the Clintons' interest in it would be neglect facts and evidence, he wrote. During his Tuesday rant, Smith contended that the Clinton State Department had no power to approve or veto that transaction. The accusation is predicted on the charge that Secretary Clinton approved the sale. She did not, Smith said. A committee of 9 evaluated the sale. The president approved the sale. Nuclear Regulatory Commission and others had to offer permits. and none of the uranium was exported for use by the U.S. to Russia, he said. He also said that most of the money donated to the Clinton Foundation came from a man named Frank Giustra, who was no longer involved with the company at the time of the sale.